Hello there. Good to see you again. Hey, I'm just in the middle of making this fantastic wide-mouthed frog, which you can use to keep things in or to play flick a fly. Here's the fly. Give it a flick. Yes, 2 points to me. Now, if you remember, this is where I got up to on Monday. So, if you want to try it yourself, you'll need to get hold of 2 clean chip boxes and put one inside the other. Roll up and tape a double sheet of newspaper to make a flattened sausage. Do another and tape these onto the back of the frog's body in a V shape. Bend them over, under, and squeeze to crease, and tape into place for the back legs. Tape 2 smaller sausages of newspaper at the sides for front legs, add newspaper eyes on top, draw and cut out card feet, and slot them into each leg. This creates your basic frog's body. So okay, you have your frog shape. Now to strengthen it, mix some PVA glue in equal parts with water. Yes, the good old white school glue in the squidgy bottles. And the idea is to just slop it all over your frog, all over his back, his eyes, his legs, his feet, even down inside his mouth. And yes, you've got it. You've seen me do this many times. Lay in some strips of loo roll or tissue paper or kitchen roll and just put them into the glue there and paste them down on into all those nooks and crannies. And don't forget, when you're going over the leg, you have to put your glue on and then just wrap your tissue around into the glue like that and press it down into all those nooks and crannies. And the idea is to cover the whole thing in 2 layers of the glue mixture and the tissue paper. And when you've done that, you'll have something that looks like that. Once it's dry, it will have gone rock hard and it's now ready to paint. And to paint it, poster or acrylic paint, a nice froggy green, I think, to start with. And the idea is just paint the whole thing a nice froggy green to start with. But when it comes to the eyes, just paint around the back of the eyes, leave the front of the eyes white, because you want nice white, bright eyes. And if you paint the whole thing, leave it to dry, and you have something that looks like that. Look at that. Don't worry, it's not magic. I've painted on some extra orange spots there, and I've put in some extra eye detail. Just picked it all out with black felt tip pen. And you see I've put a nice bright red mouth for his wide mouth. Now for his loopy tongue, cut a ruler's length strip of red thin card or thick paper and make it pointed at one end like that, and then just roll it tightly around a pencil. Just wrap it around the pencil and roll it all the way up, but leave the last quarter straight like that, because when it doings out, you've got this curly tongue. And then just a bit of glue on the straight bit and just glue it into the mouth down there. Just firmly press it in, hold it till it dries, and there it is, a wide-mouthed frog. And you can use it to keep things in on your desk or your bedroom table. Just pop that lot in there. Or you can use him to play flick a fly. Now, to make a fly, take a thin white piece of paper. Now, tracing paper is perfect for this. And on it, just draw 2 little wings around about the size of pennies, like that. Cut those out so you have that sort of shape, like that. And for the fly's body, scrunch up a small ball of tissue paper and dip it into your glue mixture all the way in. Shake off the excess, just scrunch it all together like that. And then the idea is to just pop your wings on top of that nice gluey ball like that. And then just leave it to dry, and when it's dry, it's gone rock hard. And then you just bend the wings up like that, and there is your fly shape. And you can paint them any colour you like. How's about a black fly, or even a blue bottle, or how about, oh, here's the big guys, a bumblebee. And if you make a few of them, you can challenge someone to a game of flick a fly. Yes! 2 points! Try it yourself. A wide-mouthed frog. Okay, time for a big heart attack. Do you know what? I've just been having another look through my scrapbook, and there are some brilliant art attacks in here. Just look at this. Isabel Thompson has created this fantastic symmetrical face by cutting half a face out of a magazine and finishing the other half off herself with coloured pencils. Brilliant. Daniel Smith made this 3D maze by sticking straws onto a piece of card in a sort of mazy fashion. Then to finish it off, he painted it. Great idea. Laura Atwood has used different coloured card to make 3 ducks for this pond, which he has then layered on a felt tip background. Chris Taylor has really brightened up this skyline using fluorescent paint for a fantastic fireworks effect. And look at this, I've never seen this before. This picture was made by David Beanie by sticking corrugated card shapes on top of each other. Great effect. Now this very bold graphic picture was done by Stacey Harvey. So how did you do it, Stacey?
To make this pattern, I cut some stencil shapes out of card. Then I placed the shapes onto paper and scribbled through them. When I took the stencils off, I was left with shapes.
Good art attack. You know, I've been experimenting with stencils and patterns, and I've found another good trick. Take a piece of thick paper or thin card. Now, the front of a cereal box is perfect for this, and cut it in half down the middle, lengthways, and then cut a slot down the middle that's the same width as a ruler. Make it nice and neat, so you have a sort of letterbox-shaped stencil. Now, you can use this to create some great borders for around the edges of your artwork. Here's a little cartoon that I've drawn. Now, simply line the stencil up near the edge of your paper. Now, I'm just lining up at the top there. And then scribble a design across the stencil. Now, I'm doing a scribble, well, it's a sort of spiral, really. You don't have to be neat about it. Just go right to the edge and you'll find that this slot stops you going any further. And just go all the way across, so you hit the edges. And it doesn't look very good, does it? I know what you're thinking, but look at this. When you remove the card, you have a pattern along the top. Then place your stencil down another edge, like that, and again, repeat your pattern. And again, I'm just doing my wiggly spiral to the edge of the stencil. And it bumps the edge. And then move it to the other side. And again, squiggly pattern, and bump it on the edge of the stencil. And finally, there it is. And when you've finished, you have a stenciled border. Good effect, isn't it? And so simple. And you know, you can do any design you like. Just scribble inside your stencil. So, okay, let's do another real simple one. How's about just lining up the stencil near the top and doing very simple scribble streaks. Just like that, all the way across. And see what I'm doing there? Is I'm not stopping at the stencil edge. I'm letting the edge stop me. See? I'm just hitting the edge. If you do that all the way round in exactly the same way, it'll look something like that. Look at that. Brilliant. Another very simple stencil border. So, okay, how's about a real fancy design? Let me think. How's about if we do half circles? So, okay, again, I'll just line the stencil up near to the top edge there and just do these half circles. And by half circles, I mean something like that. Okay, just again, going to the edge of the stencil. And if you go all the way round with your half circles, it'll look something like that. And you know, you could try lots of scribble designs inside your stencils to create borders for your artwork, or even for your writing. And you know, they look really smart if you do them in silver or gold pen. And you could do them on your exercise books. In fact, you could do it anywhere you like to smarten up your work. Or you could do them just for fun. Try it yourself. To create your own stencil border, cut a slot down the middle of some cereal box card that is the same width as a ruler. This makes a letterbox-shaped stencil. Then line the stencil up at the edge of your paper and scribble inside it. Go all the way around your paper using any pattern you like until you have a complete stencil border. And that's it for today. Have fun with your own art attacks, and don't forget, you don't need to be a great artist to art attack. I'll see you next week on CITV for another Art Attack Twice Weekly. Ta-ra! Oh yes, I like...